Super Rugby final. Liam Messam. How many players in New Zealand rugby can stack up stats like this? And what I'm talking about is a century of appearances in both NPC and Super Rugby. 104 games for Waikato and 184 for the Chiefs. 43 times played for the All Blacks. Member of that victorious 12-13 side that won it. Liam, pleasure, mate. Welcome back to the show.
No worries, my pleasure.
I'm just interested in picking your brain, mate. I mean, you know what it's like going into these big games. How do you prepare with just days away? What do you do? What do you think about? Do you get all together? Just walk us through that.
I think the main thing is you really want to enjoy your week. I think the good thing for the boys that they know that's their last game this week. So there are some great human beings that have put on the Chiefs jersey. They'll be their last time in the Chiefs colours. So. Like a week like this, you're just really enjoying each other's company because this team is not going to be the same again. So, yeah, you're just trying to soak it all in and take up all those moments and, keeping the connection strong.
How do you relax yourselves and how do you get so that you don't overthink it and overplay it in your mind?
Ooh, I had kids at the time, so not much relaxing going on there.
Right.
It was, getting them ready for school and whatnot. But
nice distraction probably, though.
Yeah, it is probably a good distraction. But probably, just staying connected, a few coffees here or there. I'm not sure if Anton Leonard-Brown's any good at cooking, but he always has guys over for dinner.
Yep.
Just little small things like that can go a long way in keeping the nerves down and keeping the mind busy.
Who do you look at in the team? Do you look at the experienced guys, or do you look at the kind of the maverick, the joker in the team? Who sort of comes to the fore at times like this?
Oh, I think our first year we made the final, 2010. We heard that I think none of us had been in the final, and we heard you had to enjoy the moment, enjoy the week, and so a lot of us really probably took it a bit too far in 2010, and we all know what happened there. And if you didn't, then we've got an absolute hiding spot, one of the highest
that's right.
rugby finals ever. But that was a great learning, especially for myself as a leader. And then come 2012, our first final. I was a lot more focused, a lot more putting it into, putting our energies in the right places. I think that's the main thing. There's a lot of outside noise, a lot of distractions. So that the leaders are the guys that you really want to look towards. Sam Kane, Brady Retallick, those two guys have been there before. I'm sure there'll be a calming influence on the lads.
Well, the great news is that you obviously learned well from that, because you bounced back only a couple of years later and went back-to-back titles. So, what were the things that you actually thought about afterwards? Did you, were there a few things that you thought, well, I'm definitely doing that differently if we get another chance?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like I said, we just really enjoyed that week in South Africa. It was a big challenge going up to Loftus to play the Bulls. They were absolutely on fire that year. We were actually on a real good run, so our confidence was real high. We had the momentum. I think we scored the first try, and then we went all pear-shaped after that. But we were just really. I don't think we were that focused or lasered in for the game. And come 2012, it was a great learning for myself, just to make sure everyone was focused and, like I said, put our energy in the right place.
Do you have to get distracted? Is that kind of part of it? Because what I'm trying to think of is how much goes into actually like team meetings, tactics, all of that kind of stuff, or is it about you've done all the work previous to this?
Yeah, I think especially for the Chiefs boys, they've had two tough playoff games, and it's probably just about getting your body right. I'm not sure the game tactics or game plan would change too much from what they've had this season. Especially defensive-wise, and maybe there might be a few new attack moves, whatnot, but it's pretty similar player footy. It's just about getting that body right, getting fresh. Some guys have played some big minutes and played some big games, like Brody must have been absolute pieces. He's only a young fella, but he walks around like he's 100. So, just getting guys like that, just getting their bodies right, and so they're fresh and ready to go, come game time. And there's some world-class players in there that had world-class experience with the All Blacks, so they know what to do with the body and getting the team, humming come Saturday night. Because it doesn't really matter what you do during this week as long as you you've got to make sure you front up come 7:05 on Saturday night.
Do you have themes? Do you have words? Do you have sort of crucial phrases that you keep in your mind and that you think about that you might say on the field, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I'm sure they have. It's definitely something you have during the season and something you fall back on. Especially when times get tough and you're in that precious sort of moment. So I'm sure that the team this year has their phrases or their theme that they've been working towards this season. And it's high performance sports, and I know everyone wants to win the title, so they get the opportunity on Saturday to do that.
Is there a fear of failure? Does that come into your mind much?
Nah. It's a hard thing because you sort of see the difference in the style of play when it's playoff rugby, and it's I think it's the fear of failure or risk versus reward when you're sort of playing in these games, because a lot of teams sort of shut up shop and there's a lot more kicking. Sometimes during the season they might pass the ball or ball will go to hand, but when it's these sort of pressure moments, you sort of see guys sort of not pass that ball or go into contact a bit more. So it's going to be it's going to be an interesting one. But like I said, there's some great leaders in this Chiefs outfit that will get them through this weekend.
He's a legendary Chiefs captain. All Black Liam Messam is with us. On the field on the night, how did you like to approach it? Did you like to get the ball in your hand? Did you like to get some physical contact going early just to feel it?
Yeah, 100%. I think that's for most of my game anyway. When I was playing, I like to just get in early, even if it's just hitting a ruck for no reason, just to get that feel. And I always try to make my first contact, at least aggressive and physical, just get in there. Get to have a feel. Sometimes, especially playoff rugby, as a forward or as a loose forward, you wouldn't really get to touch the ball early on, so you got to find other ways to get into the game. And for me, that was like maybe through kick chase or just hitting a ruck and just getting in there or having a voice on the field.
Liam, is it true that these games go so much faster than normal games? Like everyone always says, you look at the clock and you go, wow, shite, 35 minutes has gone past. I haven't breathed yet. Yeah,
it does. I remember the first final that we played in, and it was like half time over already, and I was like, what the hell just happened? I think it's just the intensity of everything. You're so locked in, you're so zoned in. Then any other match that everything just goes by. And those are the sort of those moments I was talking about. You want to stay locked in as long as possible, and you want to stay focused, because in the finals footy you can't switch off for even half a second, because that's when good teams, especially like the Crusaders, could punish you.
See, please forgive me for asking all these questions, because I sit there on this side of the microphone and I'm like most fans, and I think what happens is we overthink it, whereas I think with you guys who are actually playing is that you divorce most of this from, because it's out of your control. And so I love hearing that all you do is you try and control what you can control, which is what, moment to moment in the game? Do you even think further in the game ahead, or are you just thinking about right this moment?
We try and keep everyone right in that moment. I think as a leader you sort of want to you don't look too far ahead, but if you can get that down that part of the field or get early points or points just before half time, that's going to play a big part of winning the game. So you try and keep everyone, like, you want to stay in the moment as much as possible, and not drift off or let your mind drift off, and just stay focused on the task. And if it comes out positive, negative, you just bin it and then go on to your next task.
Did you have an approach with the referees? Did you think about that beforehand and think, okay, I need to actually get with this guy, I need him to understand what I'm trying to do, all of that kind of stuff?
That's where Dave's Rennie plan came to work, when we had co-captains, which the Chiefs have now too. So I was a very emotional captain, leader, sort of like, come on guys, follow me up the guts. Where Craig Clark was very calm, influential guy, and could speak to the ref nicely and calmly. Nice. Where sometimes I would, I'm the opposite. So Craig done all the talking, and I sort of done the talking to the lads. So
see,
it
that's very
really,
clever.
Really well.
That's really clever, mate, isn't it? Because it's those little things. It's margins. It's fine things. It could be a ref's call, and we're all human. Everyone gets swayed. Everyone's emotionally involved in this, and so that's a really clever tactic.
Oh, 100%. When Ren first sort of hit us up about co-captaincy, I don't think it ever had been done before, and it was a bit strange to sort of hear it. But when he sort of gave the reasoning why, you're like, totally understood, because I'm not a fan of talking to the ref. I rather just get stuck in. But Craig was a great man to be able to do that, and worked really well. And I think the Chiefs have done it ever since. So.
Couple more questions, we'll let you go. Just in terms of the feeling and the sheer emotion of it, do you remember the disappointment as much as you remember the elation, the disappointment of being up on the high veld and not performing like you wanted to perform, and the absolute elation when you win your first one?
Oh, 100%. I'll never forget the disappointments, even in my career with the All Blacks or with anything. those sort of disappointments fuel the fire, sort of having that chip on your shoulder or whatnot, but also remembering the first time and the second time that we won, celebrating those small little moments with a packed out Waikato Stadium. I think the game sold out in a couple of hours, which is awesome to see.
Yeah.
And the stadium doesn't get sold out that often for a Chiefs or Waikato game. So the community, the fans are right behind the team, and it's a hell of a place to be when you've got a Chiefs jump on.
Cracking game in store, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, it is. I'm really looking forward to it. The two best sides of the year. The Chiefs have been outstanding all season. And the Crusaders have sort of just been bubbling away and sort of coming to some great form from last week. And hopefully this weather goes away. It's not the best today here in Hamilton. So hopefully Jim Hickey can get some good weather for us.
All the best, mate. I love talking to you. I love the fact you're giving us so much time as always, mate. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Bro. My pleasure. Easy.